Welcome back to another devlog. It's been a month and we have entered into feature freeze in preparation for 0.f stable. Now this actually means that my own development has slowed down a pretty significant amount, but I've still done 3 really fairly major things in the past month, even though it's been spread out to like 10 to 15 PRs. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Butchery Stuff that you guys happened to happen upon. A lot of people got really angry really fast when I made that first pull request to pull everything into JSON. But you got to realize it's iterative. I do this in multiple PRs, first to get the one thing down, then to actually update the JSON, because nobody else would do it and everybody was screaming about it, and then to add in another thing. I think somebody else did like Butchery Requirements 3 and it actually caused a butchery crash, but I'm not really sure on that front. But anyway, now you can put into JSON any butchery requirements you want for any size of monster. I think you can do it per monster actually, but I don't remember now. It's been like about 3 weeks actually since I've done this one. The next one is something that I've been doing a lot more recently. The ObjectCreator. You may have seen me talk about it on Discord. Anyway, the ObjectCreator is going to be an in-repo tool that you will be able to use to create your own JSON for the game. It should lower the barrier to entry to only GitHub, which, to be honest, is harder than actually doing the JSON anyway. But the eventual goal for the tool is to be able to do dialogue, to do a map maker, and I think the other thing is just making items, which is something that I would probably use it for the most, because I'm not really a fan of just messing with the JSON directly. Last but not least is Graphical Overmap. So we are going to look at a new feature that I'm working on for post 0.f stable. Now as you can see, this is Retro Days. It's not my favorite tile set, but I've got a special treat for you guys. You may have seen the Reddit post recently where I posted a really large picture. I think it was something around here. We have tiles on our overmap. And you can zoom too. I spent 2 days drawing tiles specifically for Retro Days, because I can actually draw tiles for Retro Days, unlike Ultica, which has a higher barrier to entry due to artistic ability. But you can see that I've got a little duplex. There's a house with a garage. These are just regular houses. There's a little wooded trail there and a hardware store. Okay. And of course there's going to be a lot of missing tiles because this is a brand new feature, not even off the shelf yet, not even released onto a pull request. And I'm kind of excited to see the kinds of things that will grow from this once the feature actually makes it in. Okay, so we got some rivers, right? Oops. 0 sends you back to yourself. You got like a grocery store, you got a little billboard there, and there's a clothing store. It's darker blue than the hardware store. I tried my best to make, the ones that I did make, I kept them to the actual color that the, like for instance, a fast food restaurant, to the actual color of the ASCII tile you'll see in the top right hand corner. Let's find another example. Okay, so there's a furniture store over here. You see it's brown. We've got, of course, the pavilion is a little different. I stepped out of my box a little bit. It looks like a weird blue and red tent. But you might have noticed that every single one of these has facing. It's not immediately obvious if you don't know what you're looking at, but you can see that each of these has a sidewalk, right? And like for instance, this house here, it's facing to the right because it's got sidewalk on the right, and this house is on the left, it's got sidewalk on the left. You can actually see it in the top right-hand corner too. And here we go, we got a cemetery. It's a multi-tile structure. We got hospitals. I actually debug spawn these in just to make sure the rotation looks proper. I did not make the hospital that was the 2x3. We've got a little dirt road with a farmhouse in the middle of the woods here. Okay. Let me see. Check out these wooded trails and some swamp. Okay. Now let's go a Z level down. We got some rock. Okay, these are what the basements look like. It's really basic. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, there's a basement here. We got sewers, and we got underground lake because we've got a lake nearby. We'll go a little bit farther just to make sure that you can see that the sewers connect pretty well. Okay. So there can be a lot done with this, and I'm really excited to showcase this feature. So if those of you who don't want tiles, we could just turn off the tiles like this. Okay, use tiles false, and this is your ASCII, Windows. Okay. In Linux, you just compile curses and run it that way. But you can see that it still looks the same here. There's no zoom feature because the zoom feature is directly related to SDL. Let's turn this back on. Now, another feature that you can do is if you look at the right side of the overmap, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but you can see toggle visible weather. This is actually not something that you had access to in the overmap in current experimental. Oh dear. Looks like I didn't make any tiles for this, but I think Altica has tiles, so let's switch over to Altica. Okay. So you can see that Altica has its own thing. I think it needs some rotation in the tile config, but that should be easily fixable with the actual tile set. We've got a generic office building. I think there's an evac shelter nearby somewhere. Kinda. What was it? There we go. You can tell that it looks different, so it's a big square building with a little parking lot. Alright, so if we toggle weather, well actually, okay, it doesn't look like there's tiles for weather yet, for Altica either. But that should be fairly easily fixable. The weather only, it's just the ID of the actual weather types. So that's not so bad. Okay. So I really like how the forests look here in the fields. It looks like we need some forest trails, some dirt roads, but that'll hopefully suss out in time. Okay, this, like I said, it's post 0.f. I haven't even made the pull request yet. I've actually run into some merge conflicts, it looks like, when I tried to rebase in order to update retro days, because I did make a pull request for retro days for what you saw. Let's switch back to retro days. It's not retro days plus that I updated, it's retro days. Yeah, here we go. A lot of people were complaining about my drawing skills. Whatever, you know, it's easy to draw for Retro Days. Just draw a sprite, replace the sprite, whatever, and make a pull request. It's really not that bad. I'm just happy enough that we've actually gotten some sprites. You know, you can actually see manholes. This is a gun store. You can see, like, it looks kind of like it's got bars in the window. We've got a fire station with a giant garage door. Okay, so that's enough about Graphical Overmap. I'm really excited for this feature. I think a lot of people are as well. It's my highest voted Reddit post ever, I think. And I can't wait to see what the tile set makers do for this, because there's quite a bit of tiles that need to be done. Hundreds and hundreds even. So it might actually make the tile sets significantly larger. And you may need to have, like, separate ones? I don't really know how that works. I've heard that Dead People actually has separate tile sets for mods, and I didn't actually know you could do that. But anyway, we have our Graphical Overmap feature. That has been my dev blog for this month. I'm sorry about the background noise, but I've got to keep cool in this hot weather. As always, I have a GitHub sponsors link in the description. I thank every one of my GitHub sponsors. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I will see you next month with a new update.